Hello, everyone, and welcome to my thoughts on the Bleach Thousand Year Blood War Cour 2 trailer. Now, I'm going to try to keep this as spoiler free as possible, as I am an individual that has read the manga, and especially the Thousand Year Blood War multiple times. So, I want to start off with some of my negative thoughts first, and there are far less of them. I really don't like that the Shakan Maku is just red. It feels so dull, and I much preferred the day and night changing through the course of the second invasion that we got in the manga. I'm also not a huge fan of how Soifan Shunko looks. I just don't think it looks that great. Now, I'm not trying to dog on the animation and say that all of the animation is bad, as Basby versus the 10th Division and Mask Demasculine versus the Vizards, and especially Bambia's Volshindik all look great. I just don't like how this particular battle against BG9 looks. Really, my main gripe is just how the shotgun Maku looks. I don't like it. Now to talk about things I did like from this trailer, in which there is quite a lot. Yuhavak using the Quincy cross to cut his hand is such a small but amazing little detail. From the looks of it, we should be receiving some extensions to the Sternritter scenes in Sealburn, which I personally am very excited for, and hopefully we can flesh out the Sternritter just a little bit more. Now, this is topped off with, very much to my surprise, a parallel to the spotted table scene with the Sternritter. This is exciting stuff, truly. Now, something very interesting to note about this scene in particular, a few things. The Schutzstaffel are not present at this table. The Sternritter are also in alphabetical order according to their shrift, which is a very nice little touch. And I really hope that in Cour 2 we can learn the shrifts of BG9 and Robert Acutron. Now, something else to mention is that Gremmy is here. I thought that they had kept him locked up until the second invasion had started. However, I'm not complaining too much, as hopefully we can get some scenes with his character or some hints as to who he was before the battle with Kenpachi. As when that one wraps up, if you've read the manga, there's still a lot of mysteries concerning Gremmy. And also, this table scene, at the very least, just him being here, will allow Gremmy to branch out his character lifespan and exist past the vacuum that he does, specifically in Volume 64. Hashwolf looks menacing in this scene, and I love it. Also, this one's kind of a given, I feel, for most people. Grim Zhao is still being kept a mystery, which I wish wasn't the case, as I really want to see more of him in the Thousand Year Blood War. But we're probably just going to have to hold out hope for Cour 3, as I highly doubt he will appear in this Cour outside of being cloaked in the background of Hueco Mundo. As I said earlier, Basby versus the 10th Division is looking great. Plus, keep in mind this fight, as well as the rest of the Stolen Bankai rematches, are all that's really shown in this trailer. And for the most part, they look fantastic. This has me even more excited for how the bigger fights will look, most notably the ones involving Renji, Rukia, and Kenpachi, especially the Rukia and Kenpachi fights. I am really excited for those. Mayuri is looking unbelievably good in his light suit. I was not expecting him to look this good. On top of that, I really like how the voice actor sounds for Askin Naklevar. I'm really excited to see Askin. Komamura versus Bambietta is looking really good. Now, yes, Kakujo Tengen Mio is in CGI. It's good, but not great. I honestly want to wait and see how it looks in the episode. For now, I'm not sold on it, but I don't hate it. However, Bambietta's Volshindik looks wonderful, and I really love the red on it. It's one of those things that just works. Hopefully, we can learn Iba's Shikai. I know that no one really cares about Iba, but considering what his character becomes later on in the story, I really hope that we can just learn what this guy's Shikai does. Now, two things that I have mixed feelings on. The first is the Sternritter's individually colored Volstagniks. I really don't want this to mess up how the characters are represented, as I feel with an individual like Asnot, he works a lot better with having the standard Quincy blue, like Kyrge Opie had, as opposed to a different kind of color. I think the blue worked better, especially in the colored manga scans. More than likely, though, this will only serve to benefit individualizing the Sternritter, so that's one point that I'm not too worried about. The second is the song. I like the song that plays in the start of the trailer and how that theme rolls out, but personally, I'm not a huge fan of this upbeat second track that plays. I just I don't like the super upbeat nature of it, and I don't think that it meshes too well with the Thousand Year Blood War. Now, to talk about probably the four biggest things to come from this trailer: Ichigo's Royal Realm training, the Soul King, Tokinada Suniyashiro, and Shinji Hirako's Bankai. Starting us off with Ichigo's training, this is going to be insane. I am so excited to get anything revolving around Ichigo's training with Ichibei. So far, it looks great, and I only want more after what we've seen. To add further to this, the next 3 points all kind of go together in terms of Can't Fear Your Own World content. Light spoilers ahead. We get some flashes of the Soul King during Ichigo's rainbow training scene, and among these is a severed arm. So could Ichibei be telling Ichigo about the past of the Soul King and the original sin? I don't know. That's up in the air. Of course, all of this was covered in Can't Fear Your Own World light novel, along with another person in this trailer who I can only assume is Tokinada Suniyashiro. And I presume these flashes are of Tokinada taking Iko Mikodome from Nemaya's castle. This really brings into question if we'll get a Can't Fear Your Own World anime adaptation post the Thousand Year Blood War. I personally would love that, as I really enjoyed Can't Fear Your Own World. However, I'm not too sure, as the Soul King's past was an important reveal in the novels, as well as Shinji's Bankai. Now, of course, the Soul King and the original sin being in Cour 2 is purely speculation on my part. And there's no reason we can't see Shinji use his Bankai twice. Next, I want to talk about Shinji, followed by what I think the new fight will be, as well as where I think Cour 2 will end. Shinji using his Bankai in the Thousand Year Blood War. This is just one of those legendary anime additions, along with like the original Gotei, the flashback of the original Gotei from episode 7 of Cour 1. And I read the novels, so I am more than well aware of what Shinji's Bankai can do. But still, this is just incredible. I almost wanted to cry, honestly, just pure joy and excitement the first time I watched this. I really don't have too much to say on it other than I'm astonished and beyond excited because I really like Shinji, and Sakanade is one of my favorite Zanpakuto in Bleach. So, what is the new fight going to be? I do want to stress there will be spoilers ahead for some events in the second invasion and what will most likely take place in Cour 2. So keep that in mind if you want to keep watching. Now, at first, back in December, when we all heard about this, I thought it was going to be Shinji versus Bazby, as we never saw that fight, and honestly speaking, both characters could use it. Now, an extension to this fight is not off the table, and is more than welcome from me. But with the reveal that Shinji will use his Bankai, I think that's going to be his big moment, as opposed to a fully fleshed out fight with Bazby. Now, I think Kubo's new fight that he's adding will be Ichigo versus Uryu, as we never got a fully fleshed out or dedicated fight between the two of them in the actual Thousand Year Blood War manga. And it was honestly one of the milder letdowns of the Thousand Year Blood War. I think that once Ichigo shows up, we will get Ichigo versus Uryu as the major end of Cour battle. Uryu never got to prove to the Sternritter why he deserved to be the successor to Yhwach, and this is the perfect time. On top of giving Ichigo another battle post Royal Realm, of which he hardly really got any. Now, where do I think Core 2 will end? I think that Core 2 will end after, presumably, Ichigo versus Uryu, and it will end with Yu Habak ascending to the Soul King's palace with Hashwalth and Uryu, and we're going to get a big end of season cliffhanger there with him ascending up and the Shinigami kind of losing that one. Overall, I am very excited for Core 2, and even though there are some things that I'm not really sold on or certain things that I don't like, I had nitpicks with Core 1. I don't think that the anime's return has been perfect, but then again, when I heard about this, I wasn't expecting it to be. It can't land perfectly on every front, and my excitement and joy for Bleach being back far outseeds my criticisms of like the Shakan Maku. Overall, really, I'm just glad that Bleach is back, and people are as hyped for it as I am. That's gonna be all from me today. Bye, guys.